Ayyrabs, take this.
Ayyrabs. Okay. All right.
Oh, wait, I forgot.
Going crazy with it immediately. Wow. You know what's crazy is I put my Labubu on mine, and you didn't put your Labubu on yours. It's honestly, it's so degrading. That's over there. I'm looking at it right now.
No, I had my Lebubus sitting on the couch.
Nah. It's honestly, it's kind of degrading. I think it's under the couch right here. Yeah, go get your Labubu, dude. I'm all about these Labubus now. I'm kind of, you went to go get the cute one. You went to go get the extra cute one. Not the one I sacrificed everything for.
Which one do you want me to get? Do you want me to get both?
No. I don't flaunt our fake wealth. I like you put the one you actually paid for on. Well, you didn't even pay for that one.
No, I didn't.
That one's a gift, wasn't it?
No, Gigi just got it for me, and I had to pay her for it.
Oh, really?
Fucking bitch.
Oh, wow. But it was cheap, right?
MSRP, $35.
You know, you were on me the other day for starting to like understand and like K-pop now, but it's because of the Labubu. It's all the Labubu's fault. And now you have one. Maybe you should start getting into K-pop.
No, thank you.
Dude, she's going to freaking love K-pop.
No, I won't.
Dude, you're going to love K-pop.
I feel like if I would have liked K-pop, I would have liked it a long time ago.
Do you still like boy bands?
No, I really don't.
Yeah, so then you won't like K-pop. But the Labubu might change your mind.
No, I don't.
Everybody loves these things.
Yeah, Lebubus are cute, but I also don't follow, like, I'm not like, oh my God, these are so cute because the K-pop star had them on her purse. You know what I realized?
What?
You know why I probably like Lebubus so much? Because it looks like Donnie Darko.
I was going to say, I thought you were going to say it's because it kind of looks like you a little bit. It pretty much has the hijab.
You fake bitch.
It probably has the hijab, you know? It reminds you of you. It's basically, if you were like a fuzzy animal, this is the animal you would be because of the, you know.
No, it's giving Donnie Darko.
Okay.
Don't you think?
I'm not obsessed with Donnie Darko like you are. I love it. You're like obsessed with Donnie Darko. I've seen that movie twice, maybe.
I've seen it 4 times.
Mm-hmm.
I need a good movie to watch.
No, you don't. You're not gonna watch it. You're not gonna watch it.
I'll watch it.
No, you still have that show on Apple TV to watch it. You haven't watched it.
Fuck, The Pit.
No, not even The Pit. The Pit. Yes, you should watch The Pit. It's great.
Presumed innocence.
Presumed innocence. That one's a good one too.
I'm burnt out on Jake Gyllenhaal.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying.
I'm saying it. You want me to tell you why?
Okay.
Midlife crisis era for him. Full-blown military propaganda.
Yeah, that's what people do. That's what dudes do.
Are you going to do that?
That's what dudes who are single and don't have children do.
He's not single, though.
That's what dudes who don't have children do.
Full-on military propaganda.
That's like uncle vibes.
Dude, if we would have actually went to Othello, which I wish we could have made it happen, and I didn't know anything about it, and so spoiler alert, it's off Broadway now. It was an Othello rendition of U.S. soldiers having PTSD. I think I would have
She would have had PTSD, literally from everything that's happened to her when she said that thing.
No.
So
I would have been like
the whole time she would have just been thinking about her choices the entire show.
I'd have been like thinking about do you think anybody here knows what I said about U.S. soldiers?
And then you know that everybody there knows exactly what you said.
Do you think Jake Gyllenhaal saw what I said?
No, and you know what's crazy? That's the thing about any of the shit that goes on in our small circle of the world. Nobody else knows or gives a shit about it.
See, I would agree most of the time, but this shit was on CNN, MSNBC.
So not really. It's on their sites. It wasn't like they live reported it. It's not like the anchors came out and was like, "Oh, there's problems on Twitch."
That's the thing. I do agree though. A lot of these issues are so much smaller than people presume them to be.
It's just big because we're
in the internet
center of it, and also on the internet. So yeah, yeah, dude, you're gonna love K-pop. I'm into it now. You learned the dance and everything. That's how I know you're into it, because you learned the dance.
He made me learn the dance.
I didn't make you do anything.
Against my will.
I didn't make you do anything. You know damn well you could have been like, I don't really want to do it. I would have been like, all right, she doesn't want to do it. So.
The only reason why I did it was to earn you money.
And it worked.
And then this motherfucker has the audacity to shit talk me today. I feel my ears ringing. I'm like,
what did I do?
Like, let me go on Twitch.
I was shit talking you because you did eat. You know what? I don't even think we have a clip of it. If I find the clip of it, I'll throw it up here. I wasn't talking shit about anything else except for the fact that the way you ate the watermelon was vile.
It was vile. I agree, but
I thought about it all day today.
Can I tell you why I ate it like that? Because I didn't want to put my face. First of all, I ate it like that because one, content. Two, I didn't want to put my face into it fully.
Vine is crazy. The Vine era had made every influencer now who does anything live stream or any kind of content, if they do something weird, they say it was content. It was weird. Just admit it was weird. The way you ate the watermelon is not a way a normal human being eats watermelon.
I picked it up and I...
Yeah, but in the rind area. You didn't even have to do that. You know what would have been content too? Shoving your whole hand in it and grabbing it from the center.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
No, I know I'm not wrong. She came in and said, sorry that some people have content brain and you don't. I was like, all right.
I actually didn't say that. I said, sorry, I have content brain and apparently you don't have that.
Okay, so what? So I'm sorry that I said something so wildly.
You forgot the apparently.
Sorry, I said something so wildly different from what you just said. I apologize.
You forgot the apparently.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I apologize that I misquoted you. I'm so sorry. Dude, coming at me. I was like, I'm timing you out. Get out of here.
And he unmodded me too.
No, he didn't.
Yeah, I'm not mod anymore.
Oh, really? I didn't notice. Well, I'll mod you again. That's
oh my God, fake. No.
All I wanted to do was delete the message, but I can't do that without timing you out.
I know, it's stupid. Whenever you time a mod out, it automatically unmods them.
Well, that's exciting.
So.
Good to know.
Fun to know. But yeah, no, it was vile. I will admit it.
Yeah, man.
As soon as it did it, I felt it like scrape my teeth, and I was like, oh.
Ugh.
And I was like, I don't want to eat the fucking green part because who the hell?
But you did.
It scraped off.
It did eat the green part.
It was an accidental aim, I will say, but it was gross. I do admit it. But I thought you were shitting on me because I just like bit into it.
No, I was shitting on you
because you should have just picked it up and ate it.
No, dude, I was shitting on you because you ate it from the rind side. I didn't care that you put your face on it or whatever.
That's why I said the content thing. I was like, sorry.
I don't care that you threw your whole face into it. It was that you ate it sideways and without any of the red stuff.
Overwhelmingly big.
Well, if you can't handle it, I don't know what to tell you.
I handled it.
That was gross. I don't know what to say. But
speaking of watermelon.
Wallahi.
Welcome in her babies
to another episode of the Ayyrabs podcast. Dude, things are still ramping up in the world of politics today. It is crazy that now we have Alligator Alcatraz out in Florida. It is insane.
This is going to be the stupidest fucking question of my entire life.
Yeah.
At this moment, they're probably going to get stupider.
Mm-hmm.
We saw the OG Alcatraz the other day, correct?
The OG Alcatraz, yeah.
Okay. Mental note.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Alligator Alcatraz is happening. To be quite honest, I didn't even know the lore of the original Alcatraz until we went to San Francisco.
Which is also crazy. That's like something you learn in like middle school, high school.
28 years old.
Middle school, high school.
You think I remember middle school and high school history beyond the surface level?
You don't remember. It's just crazy that like you remember everything. Steel trap of a memory over here.
I remember everything that people say and do to me. History?
Right. Yeah. So Alcatraz is a prison in the middle of the San Francisco Bay. There you go.
With alleged sharks in the water.
And so now they're basically doing the same exact thing. It's decommissioned, Alcatraz, if you didn't know. It's decommissioned now. It's a tourist spot. But now they're doing the same thing, but in the middle of like southwest Southwest Florida, which is insane. That's all Everglade country. So now people are coining it Alligator Alcatraz.
So basically what happened is, Alligator Alcatraz is going to be an immigrant detention center. And they put it off 45 miles off the coast of Miami. Like you said, it's like in the Everglades.
Yeah.
And the reason why they call it Alligator Alcatraz is because it's in the middle of nowhere and it's around so much dangerous wildlife.
Yeah.
You know, like alligators, pythons, snakes.
Which is a python.
Sorry. Burmese python and cottonmouth snakes.
Yeah.
I don't know. I know pythons are really big.
Yeah, they are.
Huge. I don't know what the fuck a cottonmouth snake is, but apparently they're scary and dangerous.
Cottonmouth are just like black snakes and they're poisonous.
Well, shit.
Yeah, dude, it's insane. First of all, it's just crazy that we're having an immigration detention center in the middle of nowhere near the border. Like, if you're going to do an immigration center, which I'm assuming most of the immigrants that they're claiming are Mexican citizens, why would you have it in Florida of all places?
You know what's crazy? Guess how long it took for them to build it?
2 weeks.
9 days.
Oh, that is crazy.
So what had happened is the construction had started in June under emergency orders granted by a stupid dumb fuck DeSantis.
Mm-hmm.
And so it fast-tracked
the worst governor, by the way.
So it fast-tracked construction without looking at the environmental standards in which they built it on. So they had basically veto over the environment.
Yeah, they just basically just built it in the middle of wildlife country, which is fucking crazy.
So,
dude, one of the main reasons I moved out of Florida too is because of DeSantis and his crazy reign in Florida. It's just it's just disgusting.
It's just crazy to me that it took them like 9 days to build it.
Well, have you seen it? It looks like it took 9 days.
Yeah, I was gonna bring that up. Like I just saw a video of it today. It's like, it looks like a concentration camp.
It is a concentration camp. That's what it is. We've become Nazis. America has become Nazis.
It houses 5,000 detainees. I read apparently that it was supposed to only house 3,000, but guess what? You know, they made it so big they can add 2,000 more detainees to the center.
Yeah, but it doesn't even matter how many detainees they have in there. It's not going to have any regulation.
I know.
They're just going to pack it all the way up. And then it is going to be like a fucking, like Auschwitz or some shit like that.
So
it's just so stupid, dude. Why are we doing this? I said it a couple episodes ago. Grow up. Grow up, dude. If you really want to get rid of immigrants that bad, then why are we torturing them? Yeah. Why are we torturing these human beings? You know, and my thoughts on immigration aside, why are we... That makes it seem like I'm for immigration. I'm not. But I mean, I am for immigration. I'm not for deportation of immigrants.
I was like, wait, I knew you said it wrong.
My ideas on deportation of immigrants aside, it is such a ridiculous way to treat other human beings. It's fucking crazy. If you don't want them in the country that bad, and if this, unfortunately, this is what we're living in, where we're taking these immigrants from their families, and we're, whether they've broken the law or not, kicking them out of the country, why are we then putting them in detention camps? And some people might make the argument to say, well, they broke the law by being here illegally. Yeah, but grow the fuck up, dude.
I was gonna say, to be honest,
if you really want this, build a fucking airstrip somewhere, send them there, and ship them off.
Here's the thing.
Just get them out. If you really don't want them here, don't fucking treat them like bugs or rats or anything. Treat them like human beings. Say you're here illegally or whatever, and let them go.
In my head, I'm like, I don't give a fuck if they're here illegally or not. I don't care if they've done like fucking like crimes, like obviously like murder shit. Like I care about that. But it's like, if the United States made the immigration process easier and not fucking tens of thousands of dollars in years and years and years of work, maybe there'd be less illegal immigrants.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
This is an issue that was made by America. It's not like it was an issue that was anybody else's fault except America's fault. even back in the day, like I was around that time.
Back in the day.
Starting from the fucking 1920s, dude. Immigration even then was fucking hard. It was easier. You go to Ellis Island in New York, or I don't know what other immigration spots around the country, but I'm pretty sure it was all just Ellis Island. You then register, and then you whatever the process was back in the 1920s. Now it's like not even loopholes. It's like jumping through hoops to just try to even step foot in the country.
And it's like immigration is a net positive, you know.
Yeah.
Immigrants benefit America, but just by their presence.
The only reason why, I'm sorry, keep going.
It's like a melting pot of cultures.
Mm-hmm.
People always resort to like, oh, who's gonna do these jobs? I'm like, dude, that's so fucking degrading.
It is degrading.
You know what I mean?
A better way to fucking flip that is who's gonna make good food here in America?
Good food.
Who's gonna make good food here in America?
Cultures.
White people? Whiteys are gonna make good fruit. You ever see a white man own a taco shop and it go fucking well? Absolutely not.
It's like, I feel like people just don't like culture.
They don't. And when you say people, it's not even people. It's just
racist
fucks. They don't like. They just don't like the idea that people who weren't born and bred here are taking away work, which also is a bullshit fucking statement, considering most of the people who argue that fucking point that like these quote unquote illegal immigrants are stealing our jobs are Americans who aren't even working, who are on like fucking welfare and like other benefits. Like, what jobs have they stole from you, dude?
I remember whenever people tell Arabs to like go back to your country, you're stealing our jobs.
Yeah.
And it's like the people they're telling to go back to their countries are like doctors.
Yeah.
Lawyers.
Literally.
Engineers.
Yeah.
Fucking,
high class fucking positions.
High class position, like high education positions.
High education, high class positions.
Also the positions of like working within like, building up the cultural aspect of things, like in food restaurants, which are big in cultures that aren't like white American.
Yeah.
Sorry, that fucking cat, bro.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like a cruel and unusual punishment, especially for people that are coming to the country seeking asylum. You're putting them in a fucking concentration camp.
They come to the country on that point seeking refuge and asylum from a life that was life threatening, and the way we treat that is put them back in a fucking cage. You know what I mean? It like the whole point. We talk about immigration a lot recently because it's been the biggest poignant topic that has been going on. For the most part, we're talking like about like it affects everybody, dude. It's like not all of our, but a lot of our friends are also seeking like, okay, we're not gonna fucking stay here.
Right.
We're out.
I have friends leaving America. Our dads are immigrants.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like you have a very different experience being a child of an immigrant.
You can't be a person who doesn't want. Who advocates for deportation of immigrants and also claim pride in your ethnicity. That's my take. You know what I mean? Because it's the people who are like, it's the people who, and it's not everybody. I'm generalizing here, but it's people who are like, oh, I'm of Italian descent or I'm of Irish descent. I love that. I love that I'm Italian or Irish. Who are also going around and then being like. Who are being like, yeah, get rid of the illegal immigrants.
Exactly.
Like, what are you fucking talking about? So then guess what? You can't, dude, get this fucking cat. Get this cat. Dude, can we have one episode where the cats don't do something that forces me to acknowledge them? You know? Deport these cats. Deport these cats. They're illegal immigrants, I bet. Just let them do it.
That's why I didn't even acknowledge him.
Huh?
That's why I didn't even acknowledge him.
It's whatever, dude.
It's fine.
What was I saying? That's not important anymore.
No, it wasn't important.
It's not important.
No, we're talking.
I'm sure I'm just rambling about nothing.
Well, it's a good thing we're on a podcast.
That's true, dude. Don't come at me with that. We're on a podcast shit. How dare you? It's the people who are proud. If you are against immigration and if you are for deportation of immigrants, you are not allowed to have ethnicity or culture. And you can cancel me for that. I don't give a fuck, dude. You're not allowed it. You're not allowed. And I'll call you out for it. I'll tell you straight face to face.
How do you think you got here, bitch?
Huh?
How do you think you got here, bitch? Immigration.
Literally, dude. I will stare them straight in their face and say, you're not a person. You are just a blob of this, whatever you are. It's ridiculous.
Obviously, people are really upset about these detention centers because, like you said before,
we'll throw up a video or a picture here of what we see if we can find it. But it's
vile,
crazy, dude. It's
like
it looks like a 6 foot by 6 foot cage with 3 bunks stacked on each other. And they're all together. And also, the thing that's pissing me off about this is that like the fences, the cages that they set up, there is no security there.
Exactly. So that's what I was about to get at is like there are no regulations within these places. Mm-hmm. So people are going to be abused. They're going to be treated like shit. And there are no regulations. Mm-hmm. And it's like, why are we treating people like that simply because they're undocumented in America?
Which was my point earlier. Everything I just said aside, if you are deporting immigrants, then just deport them. You don't need to process people like they're fucking cows and meat or whatever.
Yeah.
You just fucking buy the plane and send them off. That's what, if you're going to use our taxpayer dollars for fucking anything, put it towards at least getting them on a plane and getting them to the right place instead of putting them in a fucking cage and degrading these poor human beings who came here just looking for a better life.
Exactly. Like a lot of these people literally came to America because to escape poverty, to escape violence, to escape like threats against their lives.
Yeah.
And then now they're being put into fucking concentration camps.
Yeah.
But because of the location of the concentration camp of Alligator Alcatraz, Native American groups are suing America. The Miccosukee and Seminole tribes, excuse me if I said that incorrectly, they want to block the work because it's violating environmental laws and it's a threat to endangered species and it's on sacred tribal land.
100%. You can't build on sacred tribal land, ever. That was the deal that you guys, the government, made with the people you stole the land from eons ago.
Fucking idiots, dude.
Fucking so stupid. And the whole thing is like, the other thing too about this whole thing is I feel like this whole immigration problem started because, problem for American government. It started because they were like, well, they're not paying taxes.
They are.
Well, not all of them, but most of them are. Mm-hmm. And then on top of that, where our tax money going to? Where's our taxes going to?
To the war.
It's going to fucking shit that we don't want to fucking pay for either.
It's going to shit to bomb, children and women and men that aren't doing anything wrong at Gaza.
Yeah, literally, dude.
Billions of dollars.
It's like it's fucking crazy. It's fucking crazy, dude. I don't even know what to do. I don't even know what to do.
The thing is, it's like obviously these ICE raids and deportations have been happening for years and years and years at this point. But like we talked about in recent episodes, is that like the Trump administration is like showcasing the vileness of them because they're proud of the vileness. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they're literally doing SS tactics. They're showing force. They're showing people what it could be like when we don't follow the rules per se. This is the result of that.
Because people are like, oh, well, this happened under Biden. How come people weren't in the streets protesting it then?
Yeah.
I swear to God.
People are always protesting it,
I'm fucking saying it. I don't even care. I swear to God, Republicans are selectively, they're all about America. They're all about the rights of America, the freedoms of America. Until it's dissenting opinions. Until they don't agree with your opinion, then suddenly you don't have the right to free speech. Then you should be deported to your country, even though you're fucking born in America, because they don't like what you said.
Yeah, 100%.
Just because you live in America doesn't mean you have to fucking praise it all the goddamn time. You're allowed to be critical of America.
The whole point of what's supposed to make this country great is that we can criticize it without getting shot in the fucking streets, without getting put in prison, without being chastised or attacked for any of this shit. You know what I mean? That was supposed to be the whole point. That was supposed to be the whole point. That was supposed to be the whole point of this country. We were leaders in everything. And now look at us. We're a fucking shithole. We're a joke to the rest of the world.
You're not allowed to criticize America.
I'm not allowed. So, this is the last episode of this podcast.
The government will be at your door.
Literally. Fucking literally, dude.
You know what? Speaking of criticisms of America, something called the One Big Beautiful Bill Act was passed in the House of Senate today.
Dude, they're so fucking narcissist. One Big Beautiful Bill sounds like it's a fucking Republican conservative bill.
It's a Trump ass name.
Yeah.
So basically, whenever they're going to pass a bill, they go through like the House of Representatives, which has about 500 people in it.
Sure.
And then the majority, if the majority passes, then it goes to the Senate, I believe, which is 100 people. And then if that passes through the Senate, then it goes to Trump or the president, and then they sign it into act. So it passed Congress. And on the first, it passed in the Senate. So originally it was a 50-50 vote, but J.D. Vance voted for it, which broke the tie.
What is this Big Beautiful Bill?
The Big Beautiful Bill...
Because I've only heard like a little bit about. I'm really not into like watching politics or anything like that. If something comes up that I feel like I need to know a little bit about, I'll research it a little bit. But as far as like new things that come out, I'm not on it. And you guys know this. I'm supposed to be the fun part of this podcast. I'm the fun and she's the information.
Oh, so I'm going to correct myself.
Sure.
So it's going to go back to the House of Representatives because amendments have been made to the bill.
Okay.
So they have to vote it back in the House of Representatives and then back to Senate and then to Trump.
Right.
But right now, Trump aims to have it set in stone by the 4th of July.
Right.
But I doubt it. Anyways, so it focuses on quite a few things in America. The first is tax reforms, social program changes, immigration enforcement, and energy and environmental policies.
Okay, so tax reforms, like what? Like we go back to spending more money as the lower middle class, poor, poverty, and then the rich don't pay anything? Did I just nail that on the head?
Basically.
Yeah, fuck, dude.
The bill extends most provisions of the 2017 Tax Cuts and Jobs Act, offering approximately $3.8 trillion in tax cuts. It also includes new tax brackets, such as reducing the excise tax on gun silencers and increasing the state and local tax deduction cap from $10,000 to $45,000 for 5 years.
What's the deal? What? Why are we putting gun silencers in the middle of a bill? Was that in the bill?
Yes.
They mentioned gun silencers? Why does that fucking matter?
Because they're Republican, brother. We got the right to bear arms, Second Amendment.
So repeat that for me again. So what exactly are they doing with the taxes? They're reversing some of the cuts made, or are they making cuts?
We're getting more tax cuts.
Okay, but is there any information on where the tax cuts are coming from? I bet you it's for things that we actually do want. You know? I don't know. It just feels like every time we get like a quote unquote tax cut, it doesn't really cut anything. We still pay the max amount of taxes on stuff. So I don't understand. So what are the tax cuts?
So apparently there are new deductions for tips and overtime pay. There's going to be a new deduction capped at $25,000 for workers earning less than $150,000 a year.
There's going to be what? Say that again.
This is for people that earn tips and overtime pay.
Sure.
They're capping it at $25,000 for workers earning less than $150,000.
$25,000 for what? Like what you pay in taxes?
It's a new tax deduction.
Is it what you pay in taxes though?
I think you don't have to pay for the first 25,000.
I don't know if that's true. I don't understand this whole. I don't understand it. Can you just read it to me again, but slower? Just read it to me again, but slower.
I'm sorry, I'm getting confused too. Okay, so the tips and overtime pay. So there's going to be a new tax deduction for tips and overtime pay, which is going to be capped at $25,000.
So you can pay up to $25,000 in taxes. Anything more than that, you don't pay.
Yeah. If you earn less than $150,000 a year.
Right, that makes sense. If you don't make $150,000 a year, they're not going to overcharge you in taxes up to $25,000.
Yeah.
So you'll still have to pay $25,000 in taxes, and I get that would be like at the most, like if you're making $99,000 in tips, wages, and whatever.
Yeah, so this is set to expire in 2028. Another deduction is for auto loan interest. So
auto loan?
Yeah. So this allows for deductions up to $10,000 a year on interest paid for auto loans on vehicles assembled in America, applicable to purchases made between 2025 and 2028.
Well, that doesn't apply to fucking most of America. Most of America doesn't drive Ford and
I was gonna say, you want to get a Ford
GM, dude.
Ford truck, brother.
A lot of them drive Toyota and Nissan and Hyundai.
Yeah.
And Tesla, which isn't manufactured in America. Is it? Tesla's...
Fuck Tesla.
I think Tesla's manufactured in America.
I think it is. And then another one for senior citizens, which provides a deduction up to $6,000 for seniors with individual incomes up to $75,000 or married earnings up to $150,000.
Okay, so we're taking care of our senior citizens, which I'm actually not mad about. Like, sure. I mean, whatever senior citizens should not be paying taxes, in my opinion. In my opinion. Because if they're not working, then why are they paying? Why are we making them pay every year a lump sum of money just to be an American?
Honestly, true. I agree with that.
Like, come on, let them retire. Let them fucking go off. They worked hard enough. You know what I mean?
Or did they?
To be honest, dude, senior citizens, and I'm not saying do this. If you're a senior citizen watching this, please, I'm joking, but like, just don't pay taxes.
I mean,
just stop paying taxes. You know?
Another thing they're introducing tax-wise is a child tax credit. They're increasing the child tax credit to $2,200 permanently.
Child tax credit, $2,200 permanently. So you get $2,200 off if you have a child, a dependent, essentially.
No, you get added $2,200
to your taxes.
Yeah,
you pay an extra $2,200 for your taxes if you have a dependent.
No, like you'll get a refund of $2,200.
Got it.
Because if you have kids, you get a child tax credit.
Well, great. So you know what's gonna happen?
They want babies.
Yeah, more babies are gonna be born.
I'm gonna be completely and utterly fucking honest here. No kid is worth $2,200.
$2,200 a year? Come on.
That's like a month of rent.
Like, come on. That's what happens, though. You get giant tax cuts to people who have kids and dependents, especially in low-income housing. And so those low-income housings, they just have tons of kids, and most of the time they can't take care of them, you know? And then those kids are all fucked. And then you have a society of really fucked up kids. So, was that it for the tax cuts?
Basically, the rest is confusing shit that I'm going to be completely honest. I don't know how to even explain. I'm not a finance bitch.
So the tax cuts are they're just kind of not really doing much of anything.
Apparently it's going to increase revenue by approximately, it's going to reduce federal tax revenue by approximately $4.46 trillion over the next decade.
Increase it.
Reduce federal tax revenue.
Reduce federal tax revenue. Okay.
How does that make fucking sense?
Well, now, so like, let's say, for example, they're capping a lot of different things. So people were like pretty much overpaying.
At the end of the day, all they're going to do is benefit the rich people.
Yeah, dude.
So
nothing in the tax cut said that if you are part of the 1%, you pay a little bit more taxes or whatever. Ah, dude.
Oops. Move it, fiefs. Okay, so there are a bunch of social program reforms they introduced.
Yeah.
So the first one is a Medicaid reform.
Mm-hmm.
So For the first time, if you're 19 to 64, you have to work at least 80 hours a month to qualify for Medicaid.
They work 60 hours a month?
80 hours a month to qualify for Medicaid.
Okay. But then you still have to make fucking... It doesn't even matter. You still have to make over $28,000 now. Or you have to make less than $28,000 or less than whatever. They keep lowering it. I think it's like less than like $20,000 now in order to qualify for Medicaid.
And now, because
so how does that make sense? You work 80 hours and still make it just doesn't make any fucking sense.
And then now there's eligibility. They're checking eligibility verifications every 6 months now to see to disenroll people. Basically, instead of looking at it annually, they want to see disenroll people every 6 months. Let's say they're like making good money, then you're off.
So stupid.
The bill also proposes reducing the Medicaid provider tax from 6% to 3.5% by 2031, increasing copays for Medicaid recipients above the federal poverty line. So insurance is going to increase.
Yeah, so insurance is going to increase. So they're basically making it so Medicaid turns a profit somehow. Mm-hmm. Because increasing a copay, it doesn't really fucking help out with the fact that these people can't afford insurance in the first place. So increasing the copay makes no fucking sense because nobody's going to be able to pay it.
And of course, with dumb fuck Republican bills, there's going to be restriction on the coverage for Medicaid, so you can't get gender affirming care.
Of course.
And it can't fund, and they're going to remove funding from nonprofits that provide abortion services. So
you guys are fucking idiots.
The Congressional Budget Office estimates that the changes to this can lead to 11.8 million Americans losing Medicaid coverage by 2034.
Yeah.
So their whole purpose is getting people off Medicaid.
Yeah, they want to get rid of Medicaid, essentially.
Stupid. Another thing is the food assistance, SNAP benefits.
Yep.
Recipients 18 to 64 have to work at least 80 hours a month to qualify for benefits. States need to be responsible for 5% of the benefit and 75% of administrative costs. And the bill would restrict future updates to Thrifty Food Plan, which determines SNAP benefit levels, which reduces the purchasing power of people receiving SNAP. So they think that because of this bill, millions of Americans are going to lose their SNAP benefits.
Yeah, 100%.
With the poorest,
Me included.
10% of earners losing $1,600 annually.
Say the last part again?
The poorest 10% of earners losing $1,600 annually. I'm assuming because of food. Because they have to pay.
Losing money
because they have to pay for food. Yeah.
Yeah, obviously.
And
my SNAP benefits aren't that much anyways.
It still helps though.
It's the only way I've been paying for food for the past couple months. So that one fucks me up too. I mean, I do work 80 hours a month at least. It's bullshit, dude. Just like we're paying taxes to make this country a good place to live in for us. And I feel like every time they do these like reforms or these tax cuts or anything like that, the first thing that always goes are the things that people need. Mm-hmm. It's so stupid.
So these programs, if it gets signed into existence,
Mm-hmm.
there's obviously going to be economic and social impacts. So they think that there's going to be 1.2 million jobs lost, especially in healthcare and social services because of this. Mm-hmm. Because obviously there's not going to be demand, especially within the social service sector. They think there's going to be an increased unemployment rate because obviously if people are losing their jobs,
mm-hmm.
the unemployment rate is going to go up.
Yep.
And they think that we're going to lose revenue overall. They estimate a $12 billion reduction in state and local tax revenues.
These are people who are against the bill, right?
These are just the economic facts of what could happen if this gets signed into place. And another big thing is like healthcare experts are saying that with so many people losing Medicaid, there's going to be increased medical debt and it's going to strain emergency services because in Michigan at least, and I know in most of the states in America, you don't need to pay up front if you go to the emergency room. So a lot of people that are uninsured will go to the emergency room, get the services they need and the treatment they need, and then let the bill go into collections. It saves their lives, but they're not going to be able to pay it.
Right.
You know, so with the influx of that happening, it's going to strain the emergency services, kind of like what happened during COVID. It's crazy because, you know, personally, I would prefer my tax dollars going into these public health programs and helping these people live healthy lives.
Yeah, I'd rather my tax money go to these emergency services and go to these medical bills for people to help them survive as well.
Another thing is
I'd rather that than sending it so we can fucking bomb Iran. You know?
Dude, it's like they want everything to go to fucking violence. And another thing that's going to be impacted, I saw, is rural hospitals. They're trying to essentially shut down rural hospitals, and obviously, if that happens, they're going to prioritize the main hospitals, close down the ones that are like random ass cities, and a lot of people are going to die, especially if you have an emergency. You know, that's your closest hospital. Not enough people are going to be funded to work there. You're done. I saw a video of a nurse crying because the last hospital in that city closed down because of tax cuts.
Yeah.
Fucking stupid, dude.
Yeah, dude, it's ridiculous. And then also once you start doing tax cuts as well, you start getting rid of education programs, which is it doesn't say it in the bill, but it comes. So it's just like, what are we doing? What are we doing? Were our taxes so fucking? I mean, they are. But were they so bad that we need to like start cutting people's?
Hey, we need more money to give to Israel, dude.
Yeah.
The next segment of the bill is immigration enforcement,
Of
which
course.
what we just talked about the first half of the episode. So the bill's going to allocate $100 billion to ICE through 2029, including funds for detention facilities, border wall operations, and deportation activities.
You know, it's crazy because it's like majority of our country is saying we do not want this thing, and they're like, we're going to do it anyways, and you're paying for
I
it.
don't give a fuck.
I'm telling you, dude, like the only thing we can do is not pay taxes. Let America go into poverty, and then just be like, well, see, look what happened. We're literally about to have another civil war. I can feel it.
They say that
2026.
they say that the average length of empire lasting is 250 years old.
Yeah, dude. I mean, and we're at what? We're almost at 251.
We're at 249.
Yeah, 250 this week. Next year. So,
and then the final one are energy and environmental policies. The legislation wants to remove certain restrictions on solar and wind projects, including eliminating an excise tax on such projects and reducing limitations on supplies from China.
why? Why are we Why are we making solar energy harder?
They're so dumb.
Like, why are we making the thing that's gonna save you guys money?
We need
as well?
oil. We need oil. We need oil.
It's like they need reasons to go to other countries and fuck other countries up.
Exactly.
Why are we those tax breaks for solar energy is such a good program to get people to whatever. I don't know the numbers on it, but it's such a good idea and such a good way to get people to start using energy that is reusable and easy to install and use. It's opened up jobs and companies that install solar powering for you. It's done good things for the country itself. Making it harder to get solar power is such a asinine fucking thing. So stupid.
I feel like if I ran the country,
Yeah.
it would be perfect.
Yeah.
I'd put you in my cabinet.
I don't want to be in there.
No, I'd make you vice president.
Nah, dude, I don't want any of that.
You don't want to be my vice president?
I don't want to be anywhere near in the government. I do not like the government. I will not
I
be
feel
in the
like you could
government.
smooth talk other countries and we'd be the best country ever.
I don't think I could smooth talk anybody, dude.
They'd love you.
Nah. Do not even play with this idea. I would not fucking be.
Riddle me this. There's never going to be a reality in which I become president.
There might be a reality where you become president. There's always a reality. If you know anything about string theory and alternate timelines, there's always a reality where something could happen.
Like what?
Me becoming president. I would never be vice president. That is absolutely not. You would offer me the job, be like, no, I'm not doing it.
What if I offer you a job in the cabinet?
I don't want to
that's
be in
not
the
vice
cabinet.
president?
I don't want to be in the cabinet.
What if I make you your own sector?
What would it be?
I don't know, bro. Fucking Donald Trump made Elon Musk Doge.
Well, he fired him.
I won't fire you.
Nah, it's okay. I do not want to be there. I will only create problems, I think.
Do you do that now?
No. But I could. And I would, out of spite. Why would you give me this fucking job?
It's good pay.
You know who's paying that? The American people.
You guys.
The American people. And I don't want to take money from those people.
You know this shirt got me TSA checked?
Yeah, dude. The shirts are too Hassan, if you're listening, if you're watching this, dude, the shirts are cool, but they're too scary, man. They're too scary to wear.
I don't know why I fucking wore it to the airport.
Dude, they're too scary to wear out in public.
Get in. We're doing a coup, America's favorite hobby.
Yeah. They're cool shirts, but they're also like, what are we? It's scary to wear.
I love it.
God forbid somebody reads my shirt and goes, what do you know about that?
They're like, based? Based?
Maybe here in LA, but
based? Your politics? Based?
No, TSA didn't do that to you.
TSA has it fucking out for me. They just want to feel me up.
Oh, okay.
They just do. I'll never fucking forget. I haven't been felt up by TSA in forever because I have TSA pre-check now. But wearing that shirt fucked it up for me.
You'll never forget what?
Whenever I was going through TSA.
You started that story and then you stopped. And I was like, you didn't tell me the story.
And this lady was like, you have such thick hair, because she was feeling up my scarf because it went off. And I was like, it's fake. I had my fucking bun in, my fake bun. I said, thanks, it's fake. She looked mortified. That bitch. How are you going to violate me by touching my head because you think I have something in it and then try to compliment my hair?
Well, you did have something in it. So she was right.
She thought it was hair.
But then you ratted yourself out?
Yeah, I didn't give a fuck.
So funny.
No, the worst time ever was one time I went through TSA, and you know how whenever they feel you up, they're supposed to use the back of the hand?
Yeah.
They fully cut my boobs.
Yeah. I would have been like, what are you doing?
I literally cried after. And my mom's like, why are you crying? And then she tried blaming me.
Yeah.
Victim blame me. But they literally cut me. I was like, what the fuck? Violation. But yeah. Speaking of, I don't even know how to transition into this one.
Well, are we still talking? We're still talking about this, aren't we? Is there anything else to say about it? It's a stupid fucking bill. What were the amendments? Do we know?
I don't know.
All right, well.
Sorry.
No, it's all good.
Sorry.
It's all good.
But basically, TLDR, fuck that bill. Trump wants to ruin America. Trump wants to uplift the rich people.
And so, you know what? The bill sounds good in theory for a lot of different things, but if you read it and really understand it, it's not going to be good overall.
I just don't understand, me personally, if I was in office, I would want to prioritize social programs into oblivion over fucking going into other countries and making sure my citizens...
Well, you have to be a psychopath to be in the government just in general, to get into politics. I feel like it always starts off with this, we want to help the country, we want to do this, we want to do that. But I don't know, maybe I'm just cynical, but I just do not think people who become high government officials, high up in government, really give a shit about helping out.
I agree. I used to want to be in politics so bad.
Yeah, it's draining.
And then I said, no, thank you.
Yeah. Lower level politics, government officials who are working in government buildings, government officials who are doing other things within the government, that doesn't apply to them. I'm sure people join the government. initially to make a difference.
I'd rather
But
work
I
for the
think the
state.
people who want to be a president or want to do things like that do it for the wrong reasons.
Mm-hmm. They want the power. They want the ego.
Yeah, it's just like, so what? You could be written down in history books as being a complete fucking failure. You know? The thing about all this Trump reign that's scaring me, I mean, there's a lot that's scaring me, but what are history books going to say about this generation?
Do you ever wonder that? Like,
Well, that's why I just said it, dude.
I'm sorry,
Yeah,
I worded
you know
that
what's
wrong.
Crazy? I don't wonder that. I just asked.
I stopped at the wrong thing. Like, you know how, like, whenever, like, you learn about, like, World War II,
Yeah.
and, like, you assume, like, your grandparents are, like, old as fuck. You're like, what'd you do during World War II?
Mm-hmm.
Like, our kids are going to ask us, like, what the fuck were you doing?
Crying
during
about
this
it.
time?
Nothing. We were crying about it and talking about it, and that was all we could do.
Mommy got canceled,
That's right.
and
Mommy got canceled.
Mommy got
Multiple
canceled.
times. Multiple times. Dude. Yeah, fucking. Yeah, if they ask me, they're like, talk to your aunt, dude. Talk to your aunt. Talk to Aunt Frogan. Ask her. What do you want me to say? Ask her what she was doing.
You were doing shit too, though.
I'm not doing shit, dude. This country scares the fuck out of me.
It doesn't scare me.
Scares me.
I feel like it should. It doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
You heard it here.
How long is it going to take, you think, somebody to kind of to figure out how to break out of Alligator Alcatraz? Like, it's not going to be that hard to break out of it, I'm sure. The only hard part is going to be like getting away from the facility without being eaten by things.
Can't they just run zigzag away from alligators?
Maybe. Is that like a thing? You run zigzag so that they can't see you or something?
So because they can't move that fast.
They run fast. Have you seen alligators run? They run.
It confuses them apparently.
They I don't know.
Allegedly.
People who say that it confuses them have never actually been in front of an alligator running crisscross, running zigzag. You know? I mean, how do people figure out that study? We put 100 people. We had a control group of 100 people, and we put a couple of alligators, and then they had 50 of them run zigzag, 50 of them didn't, and all 50 that didn't got eaten.
In the Mr. Beast video.
It's like, how do you study that? What's the control group on that one?
I don't know. Apparently, it's like a survival. It might be for a I don't. I get really confused between alligators and crocodiles. So it might be one or the other.
Okay.
But allegedly, with one of them, you're supposed to like not run in a straight path. You have to confuse the fuck out of them.
Whatever. I'm not running anywhere.
You're just gonna let it eat you?
Yeah, dude. Fucking eat me. All right, dude. I mean, that's not all that's been going on in the world today. I mean, that's just our side of the world. Glastonbury had a music festival like they always do. And there's been a lot of controversy, especially political outcry within the concert itself.
This one's gonna piss me the fuck off.
Sure.
Everyone knows I love the 1975. But my relationship with the 1975, my love for them is very much love and hate.
Mm-hmm.
And this is one that made me so angry.
Sure.
So the 1975 headlined the first day.
And you guys know I don't like the 1975.
He hates the 1975.
I just don't like them.
The 1975. They headlined the first day, and Maddie said that the band is done being political.
Okay.
He said the people who are watching this may be disappointed in the lack of politics in this show and our forthcoming shows. I want you to know that this is a conscious decision. We don't want our legacy to be one of politics. We want it to be one of love and friendship. I'm not trying to be too earnest, but you can go out into the
songs
world.
are about fucking friendship.
Hold on, they have a song called "Guys."
So they have one song called "Guys," and that's supposed to be about friendship.
I mean, they have a lot of songs about love. They're like, you can go out into the world and there's loads of politics everywhere, and I don't think we need more politics. We need more love and friendship.
Aren't most of their songs about love super fucking depressing?
Super toxic.
Yeah, why would they want their legacy to be toxic love?
Let me tell you why this pissed me off.
You sure?
Because Maddie was on this like fucking high horse about how no bands are doing it like them. They're making political music. Guess what song they're talking about? This was years ago. Love It If We Made It.
I don't know what that song
We're
is.
fucking in a car. So, ironically enough, right after that dumb fucking speech, they went into I Love It If We Made It, which the entire like visuals of that set are like Donald Trump, Jordan Peterson, Ben Shapiro. Fucking like.
So what were they joking? And
No,
then
they're being serious. That's just like their staple for it. And then it has like Syrian refugees dead on the fucking beach because they're trying to escape in water. And then it has like in like pictures of war and shit. My theory is I think he stopped being political after he got criticized for not speaking up about Palestine. I was at that fucking show that happened. Whenever he tried making a joke about Palestine and Israel. I'll never forget that fucking day.
Yeah, or maybe people are just criticizing them because they suck. Maybe they just suck, and people are just realizing that now.
The entire fucking album of notes on a conditional form, the intro, they have a song on every album called the 1975, and it's either like an instrumental that sounds the same, but on that album they had Greta Thunberg read like something about fucking climate change and like politics as the intro of the song. So like him saying that they're like done with politics is so gross to me.
Yeah, it just seems like they are too afraid to say the one thing that maybe matters in this moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I've always not liked them, and now I don't like them even more, so that's great.
I just think Matty Healy has just like... I'm not saying he's a Islamophobe.
Well, the politics were cool, and they were punk, and they were fucking real and awesome until people started criticizing their politics.
Until people
wanted them to talk about something that is in line with something that they probably believe in music-wise, and they decided not to do it. So, yeah, you're a pussy. Great. Congratulations. You're a band of pussies. A gaggle of pussies.
Fucking
you guys
Haley,
are the clitoris of America. Congratulations. You guys are the labia of the world. Huh?
Which one?
The right one. The long-hanging one.
Majora or Menorah?
Fucking both.
Yeah,
fucking,
so it's just like...
fucking dude,
I feel like as time
wimps.
goes on... I've been listening to the 1975 for like 12 years at this point.
Yeah.
And it's like as time goes on, I just continue to lose respect for Matty Healy as a person and as an artist.
Yeah, and that happens. That happens when you get older and you realize people are just fucking shit sometimes.
Because we've talked about this before in episodes. Him and I have had fucking political arguments before too, because of dumb shit he said. And at the end of the day, I'm just like...
Kind of makes you think he's kind of always just been a dumbass, huh?
Yeah.
So great. Wonderful. Great. That's wonderful.
And another band that performed...
We're going to get all the fucking 1975 stands fucking
What are they
coming
going to fucking
us.
do? Listen.
I've been on Stan Twitter since the beginning of time. Is that what you're going to go into?
Kind of, yes. I mean,
fucking knew it. I fucking knew it.
I was like, Matty Healy will never know who the fuck you are. Every time I go to a show, he sees me, he waves to me.
Yeah.
Every fucking time, bitch.
Well, that's not a flex anymore.
It's not a flex. And it's not a flex. I'm just saying he's never going to fucking know you.
It's not a flex. It's not as hard as a flex as you think it is. It's not that big of a flex. You know what I mean?
No, for them it is, because the only thing that gets them through life is the potential perception by Maddie or Ross or George.
Sure. What else
Adam.
is going on at this concert? Because that wasn't the only fucking thing that happened. There were actually something more important was happening.
So
I think.
Kneecap performed. But
don't know them, but great.
They're Irish.
Love them.
Pro-Palestinian.
Love that. Hell yeah.
Hassan went on stage with them actually at Coachella.
Yeah,
which is
dude.
pretty cool.
Fuck yeah.
They're really political. They're outspoken about Palestine.
The Irish. Fuck yes.
They do, dude. So
well, just because they've been through pretty much the same thing essentially.
Yeah. So BBC didn't stream their performance because too political. But
yes. But they cut it to a different
Bob
person.
Vylan.
Yeah. Wait, they cut it to Bob Vylan?
Yes.
Yeah.
Bob Vylan is I want to say a duo. So during their performance, the front man was leading a chant of Free Palestine, followed by...
And you might maybe bleep this out. We don't know, but maybe bleep this out.
Because in my head, I'm like, I don't want to get clips saying this shit.
Producer, bleep this next part out just as a safety thing, but you guys will fucking get it.
Yeah. To the IDF.
Yeah.
That kind of rhymes.
Well, it was supposed.
I know it's supposed to rhyme, but I was like, damn, that rhymes.
Mm-hmm.
So
if you guys want to know what Frogan said, you guys can just look it up yourselves.
Yeah. So a lot of people, especially BBC, were like,
Yeah, pogged out of their mind.
That's a call to violence.
Yeah.
Especially because it was live streamed. So,
and it is.
So BBC had backlash for streaming it and like not.
I don't know how true this is because I've only been getting information about this kind of like offhand from like some sort of clips. But apparently they knew that BBC had switched over the view from kneecaps to them. And that's when they started doing it. Yeah.
So then they had a background. The background says Bob Vylan, Free Palestine. United Nations have called it a genocide. The BBC calls it a conflict.
Good.
And they had that.
Good. Good.
So the prime minister spoke out about it, said it was disgusting and vile.
Mm-hmm.
But other result of this is the Avon and Somersault police have launched a criminal investigation against Bob Vylan because they think it's potential hate speech.
Sure.
And a public order offense.
Sure. I mean, obviously personal opinions aside on my front about this, there's other chance you could have done. In my mind, there's other chance you could have done because it is a call to violence. Unfortunately, it is. It's a direct call to violence. She's already fucking disagreeing with me. She's gonna say, "I don't give a fuck," and I know she is. But just hear me the fuck out. I'm speaking logically right now. Thank you very much.
I didn't even say anything.
And I just read you to filth because I know that fucking look in your eye. It is a call to violence. That's what it is. Death to anything is a call to violence. If other terrorist groups have said death to America, that's a call to violence. It's also a declaration of some sort. And in some cases, it's based. Like I said, my personal opinion aside, because my personal opinion is good. They should have fucking said it. Fucking good. Yes. But it's more complicated than that. They could have chanted anything else. You know?
Personally, I'm not allowed to have an opinion on this.
You're not allowed to have an opinion on this, actually. You're not allowed to have an opinion on this because you can't. You can't. I'll do the talking on this one. You can't say death to anything and expect it to not be received as hate speech or a call to violence. The only thing is that obviously it's death to he's saying, and I don't know, dude. Also, producer, every time I say this word, you have to bleep it out, I think.
Yeah, we can't get clips.
You have to bleep it out. I'm so sorry you have to do this. You have to bleep it out. So you have to listen at this part. You have to listen here. You can't say that word and direct it at anything in specific and it not be hate speech. That's the truth. It is also a protest, which is based. And fuck, dude, I was gonna say something else about it. I'm kind of going back and forth, playing both sides of the fence on this one, and I'm sorry. But do they deserve to be investigated for this shit? No, obviously not. Like, come on. You know, the BBC has been known to fucking sugarcoat a lot of fucking things that's been going on, especially things that goes on near them and things that happen within their own country. They've been known to sugarcoat things a lot. So, fuck you, BBC, for that. And then on top of that, it's not even. He's not. The guy's not saying kill all these. Just bleep that. All these people and all these soldiers and all, because obviously there are people. You are in Israel. You join the IDF. It's not a choice. You're in the IDF. As soon as you hit 18, you're in the IDF, and then you get brainwashed into believing that what you're fighting for is righteous and this is what you do. And yes, there are a lot of transplants from other countries that join Israel, who move to Israel and have to join because they pledge Aliyah. So it's a conglomeration of people.
I mean, they can deny joining and just take the prison sentence of 4 to 6 weeks.
They could take the prison sentence, and they could. But anytime anybody hears prison, they're like, I'm not going to do that. You know?
So they'd rather genocide.
They'd rather do genocide. Yes. Yes. So I don't know what the fuck, dude.
The frustration's not to you. It's just like, I'm just like, Because I simply cannot have opinion on this.
You can't have an opinion on this. Just look at the camera and obviously they'll know what your opinion is.
I don't want to knock.
I think you're all very fucking aware of what her opinion is on this. You don't need her to say it out loud. Thank you very much. The thing I'm trying to get at is good for him, good for that band for fucking saying something and protesting and saying free Palestine and fucking getting the crowd up and listening to what they're saying. And it seemed like when I was listening to the crowd play it back that everybody was chanting it.
They were.
So why aren't we investigating every single one of those people?
Wouldn't that be crazy?
Like,
that's why I think they're getting an inciting violence thing, because like they had other people chanting it too.
The inciting. The thing is, I understand legally why that's happening, but I don't care. I don't care. Good for Bob Dylan. What was their
Bob
band?
Vylan.
Bob Vylan. Good for Bob Vylan. Good for them.
And so after,
shout out to Bob Vylan.
So they have the local investigations. The U.S. revoked their visas, so now they had to cancel their entire state tour.
Yeah,
because the State Department cited incitement to violence as the reason. They were dropped by their agency, United Talent Agency, in the days following.
Are they an American-based band? Or no, right? No. Okay.
Then they posted a statement.
Good. What'd they say?
Not the first, not the last.
Good. Smart.
Today, a good many people would have you believe a punk band is the #1 threat to world peace. Last week it was a Palestine pressure group.
I don't know any of their music. Are they a punk band? Mm-hmm. Good.
The week.
Yeah. Hey. That's what the 1975 wishes they fucking were.
Exactly.
Literally.
Yeah. So they said
this is punk. Talking about doing heroin in a car is not fucking
we're
punk.
fucking in a car.
Sorry, it's not punk to do heroin.
Today, a good many people would have you believe a punk band is the #1 threat to world peace. Last week, it was a Palestine pressure group. The week before, it was another band. We are not for the death of Jews, Arabs, or any other race or grow up of people. We are for the dismantling of a violent military machine.
Yes,
a machine whose
that's the point I was trying to make a few seconds ago. Thank you. They said it. Great.
A machine whose own soldiers were told to use unnecessary lethal force against innocent civilians waiting for aid. A machine that has destroyed much of Gaza. We, like those in the spotlight before us, are not the story. We are not the story. We are a distraction from the story, and whatever sanctions we receive will be a distraction. The government doesn't want us to ask why they remain silent in the face of atrocity. To ask why they aren't doing more to stop the killing, to feed the starving. The more time they talk about Bob Vylan, the less time they spend answering for their criminal inaction.
I agree.
We are being targeted for speaking up. We are not the first. We will not be the last. If you care for the sanctity of human life and freedom of speech, we urge you to speak up too. Free Palestine.
Good. Yeah. I'm going to listen to the music. I'm going to listen to the music now. I'm going to listen to the music. I'm going to listen to their music. And even if I don't like their music, they have a longtime fan out of me.
No, that's so sick.
Yeah, dude. That's what I was trying to say earlier. They're not talking about, to people. They're not directing it at people. They're directing it at the system
military.
And the military.
But you cannot criticize the military.
You can't criticize any military.
I thought you were going to go over it and click it.
I am going to click it, actually.
You can't criticize the military in any way possible. At all.
Yeah.
Trust me.
Yeah. It's fucking so stupid, dude. Whatever, dude. Was that what festival was that?
Glastonbury.
Is that the big one that they do?
Glastonbury, yes. It had like Olivia Rodrigo headlining one day.
And then that also had Lewis Capaldi as well.
I believe so.
So that's Lewis Capaldi is doing a comeback tour. This is good. This is the good news of this is maybe not good news, but this is also some good in that situation, in that concert. Lewis Capaldi, did he perform there? Are you looking, or did he perform at Glasgow, or did he do both? Because I always confuse the two. Or is Glastonbury in Glasgow? I have no idea. I don't know anything about this festival.
Oh my god, the Biffy Clyro, it's crazy.
Huh?
How do you spell Lewis?
I think he spells it Lewis.
Oh, he wasn't there.
No, he wasn't there. So then never mind. What I'm going to say has no fucking effect.
Or maybe he was. Hold on. Because they had different stages.
You could have just typed in was Lewis Capaldi at
I think you're correct. Oh yeah, he was there.
What's the video?
Him singing.
What does that say?
Someone you loved.
Wait, hold on. What does the title of the video say?
Oh no, this is from his performance at Glastonbury.
So Louis Capaldi is coming back. Do you know anything about him?
Is he the guy with Tourette's?
Yes. He got really popular on TikTok. Kind of middle of the TikTok reign. Like kind of middle of COVID, a little bit later than COVID. Really popular. Great, a personal opinion, great voice. But he basically quit. Because he had his Tourette's were acting up so bad because he had a lot of anxiety and a lot of other things go on in his life. And so him coming back to the stage was a big deal for a lot of people, including him. And that was just a little bit of nice news that I saw. Yeah. That was it.
Yeah, everyone in the comments are being really nice.
Yeah, I mean, him coming. They had a Netflix documentary about him. If you guys want to go watch that, and that one was pretty nice. I'm not a huge like musician documentary watcher because I'm just like, you know, I feel like it's always the same story.
They started off poor and then they busked on the streets.
His was different though because it was him dealing with a disease, so.
He found out he had Tourette's. No, that's really nice.
I was like, cool. Good for him. Good for him. Going backwards a little bit, this happened this past week while we were away. The Trump fucking being like an angry dad at Israel was the funniest clip in the world.
He's like, they don't know what the fuck they're doing.
They don't know what the fuck they're doing. It was also the first time I've heard him talk and not his cadence.
Yeah, you're right.
I was like, what is this, dude? He just out of nowhere was just like such an angry father.
If I felt like I was at like Christmas dinner. Yeah. Talking politics.
It was like talking like it was just two little boys fighting each other. I'm like, this is ridiculous. Acting like he wasn't also the one who fucking approved a lot of the shit that they're doing.
Fucking dumb, dude. It looks bad in America.
I told him not to do it. You have 12 hours to stop. Doesn't mean throw all your bombs down.
I think you doing a Donald Trump advice stream would be so fucking funny.
Yeah, we'll talk about that later. We'll talk about that like on the Patreon or something.
Yeah. To end it on a positive note, I don't even know if this is going to be considered a positive note, but for nosy ass bitches like me,
which is you,
positive note.
Uh-huh.
So the other day I'm sitting and I get a phone call from my little sister. And she was like, there's this new app going around. It's called T-Dating. Mm-hmm. It's localized. And basically, it's an app where you have to be a woman to join it. Apparently they photo verify you.
How does that work?
You take a picture.
It's kind of
you take a selfie.
Is it trans friendly?
I don't know. But basically, what happens is you can upload pictures of men onto the app and be like, hey, is this guy good? Are you seeing him? What's the deal? Is he a cheater?
So you hear that, men? We got fucking ops everywhere.
Oh, this is not new. We
got ops everywhere. Be careful, dudes.
Just don't be a bad person.
Hey, if you're a bad person, be careful. Be very careful.
The thing. Facebook groups like this existed for a long time.
They don't want to see us boys in motion. You know what I'm saying? So you got to be fucking careful.
Facebook groups like this existed for years. But now that there's an app. So she's like, the first person I saw. As soon as I open the app,
it's gonna digress into another fucking hot or not page. It's gonna backtrack into a hot or not.
Women care about what actually matters. Looks aren't everything. So she said the first person I saw was the guy you were talking to 6 years ago.
Nice.
He's a cheater.
Love it.
He's a red flag.
Nice.
And apparently he's cheating on his wife.
Hell yeah, dude.
Had me dying laughing.
Hell yeah.
I don't know why I found it so funny, but it was fucking hilarious to me. And so she was like, this is like my new morning paper. I scroll through it, and I'm seeing like people. She's like, she was talking about people that I went to high school with, saying like, this guy's not ready to settle down. He's run through. It's so funny. Then I get a text from my mom the next morning because we have a City of Dearborn page on Instagram that everyone follows for like updates and shit. And they said, this app is going to ruin families and cause bullying because the men in the community are getting mad they're being posted on there.
I mean, understandably, but like if you're a shit person, other people should at least get to know.
Exactly. I mean, some men are posted on there like, oh, this guy's so nice, blah, blah, blah. But don't be a shitty bitch. At the end of the day, it's like for people that kind of peaked in high school.
Yeah.
But it's just, I don't know why it's so fucking funny to me.
Well, it's absolutely fucking, it's just crazy, dude. Having a whole, I mean, you're right. There were Facebook groups that did the exact same thing and still are Facebook groups that do the exact same thing. But having an app where like, wow, men can be held accountable, which is fucking hell yeah, dude.
I love it.
They don't want, boys, they don't want to see, the girls don't want to see us men in motion. They just don't want to see it.
I haven't downloaded it because I don't have the time or mental energy to read that. But hearing the stories about people I do know, hilarious to me. I was like asking my sister about like certain people. She's like, if you're so curious, why don't you download it and post them yourself? And I'm like, I don't give a fuck that much to do that.
Oh, because you're asking, what about this person? What about that person? You're such a fucking nosy bitch, dude.
How? Like, I just want to know like what they're up to.
Yeah, that's what nosy is.
I mean, yeah.
That's what being nosy is.
It's like, oh, I know.
You're a nosy bitch.
I know.
How? I just want to know everything about them.
I know this guy and I haven't had a conversation of full length since 2013, but I need to know what he's up to.
Why? People I've had conversations with in 2013, I don't even remember their name.
I remember a lot of people.
Yeah.
But I was also obsessed with him. So.
Well, post a picture of him then.
We're Instagram mutuals. I don't really give a fuck.
You can still post a picture of him.
I don't really need to like. It's like mentally.
You
I know
don't need to know, but you need to know.
I don't need to know. It's he's like not a perception of my thought anymore. It's just like oh. Like,
what are you talking about?
Like yeah.
Yes, he is.
No, because I thought like obviously if it's a local app, I was like oh I wonder if so and so's on there. So I asked her. She's like he's old. What do you think?
Yes.
He's not gonna be on here. It's for people my age. I'm like,
is it?
No.
Because
obviously one of the guys I talked to, he's like in his fucking 30s.
Also, going back to this is gonna ruin families. That's their fault.
Exactly.
That's their
Don't
fault.
Don't be
dude.
a cheater.
Dude, that's their fault, bro. Don't cheat. You know what I mean? Don't fucking cheat.
Gigi's telling me she's like going to coffee shops and there's like groups of girls just talking about the app and like things being posted on it. And I'm like, oh, I would be thriving at home right now.
Yeah.
I love shit like that. But
thriving
no.
how? Would you just go
because like the gossip? I know I wouldn't post anybody because I don't really give a fuck about posting anybody that much. I hated all the men in Dearborn then, and I hate them all now.
Well, there you have it. There you have it.
Peaked in high school.
That's right.
Same blueprint. Doctor, lawyer, engineer.
Those are good jobs.
Yeah, but I make my own money, so.
It's true. I need to marry a doctor, lawyer, or engineer. That's my prerogative. That's what I'm going for. So, if you're a doctor, lawyer, or engineer and you want to marry me, let me know. Let me know in the comments. Put it down in the comments below. Let us know if you're a doctor, lawyer, or engineer. And propose marriage to me.
Hey, I'm not opposed either. But it's not a priority.
She's opposed to it. She doesn't want it. She just wants it now that I want it.
You don't know what I want.
She wants it now that I want it.
You don't know what I want.
She's literally just trying to want something because I want it. Come on, dude.
You
Come on, dude.
don't know what I want.
Come on, bro. You know what I do want?
What?
I want people to go check out our Patreon. If you guys haven't joined our Patreon yet, now is the time to do it. We're back in action. We're back in motion. We're making moves, okay? Back on the Patreon. You guys can join for easy access and to extra content, which includes like another 30 minutes of this podcast, which we're going to continue going on right now. And you get extra videos, you get reactions, and you get a bunch of other things. So join the Patreon. I mean, look at all these patrons right here. Look at all of them. There's tons of them right there. They're all right here, you know? So we're going to move this over to the Patreon right now, and we'll see you there. Any last words?
See you later.
That's it?
Huh?
Those are the last words? Any other last words?
If they really want to hear what I have to say, they have to go to the Patreon.
Well, there you go. See you guys. Thank you, and goodbye.